Hey guys, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. So I've got a great topic for us today. We are going to talk about how to be the leader of your life, how to be the leader of your health, how to step up and lead because nobody is going to do it for you. So you're the one that needs to be in the driver's seat. And what I like to say is how to be the CEO of your life and of course your health. Now, you guys know my story. Many of you do. And for those of you who don't, I was diagnosed with a very strange cancer back in 2003. It's something I live with. I've lived with for 16 years now, right? But in the beginning, I had to figure it all out. And because my disease is so rare, I had to go to so many different doctors and see so many different practitioners. And some of them said, you're going to die. And others said, you'll live, but only 10 years. And some of them said, we got to take out all of your organs. Not all, but your lungs, there's 2 of them, and your liver, and get transplants. I didn't mean to flip you the finger when I did the liver. And finally, I realized this is mayhem. This is chaos. There's only one way through this, and that is I have to take charge. I need to take control. I need to hire. I need to interview. I need to fire. I need to, gather all of the information and then make my best educated guess on how to go forward. And I can't just take Western medicine's perspective. I need to look at the root cause of what's going on with me. And the truth is that we have to do this in our lives. We have to do this in our business. We have to do this in our relationships. We need to lead. And for many of us, that is so scary. It was for me too. I was thinking, who am I to push back? Who am I to ask for more? Who am I to want more? Who am I when all these people are more educated than me to say, this doesn't feel right? Who are you? You are the leader of you. And you have access to this incredible, wise inner physician. And all you need to do, and all I need to do, is get quiet and listen. So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. I'm so happy to be here. And here's the thing. This applies, like I said, to all aspects of our lives. And how, speaking just specifically about health, it applies to our families, it applies to our children. We need to step up and lead for them until they can lead for themselves. And we need to teach them how to lead so that they're able to be in the driver's seat when the time is right. And I'm going to tell you a little story today because I'm super fired up about this topic. I know it's something we've talked about many times, but we got to keep talking about it. We need to do this for our pets too. So the story that I'm going to tell you and why I'm inspired by this is because of a situation that we had with our new rescue, but it all ties together. And so we're going to get there in a minute, but hi everyone. It's so good to see you all. Can you tell? I'm fired up and ready to go. So again, we can't outsource our health. Nobody knows more about what's going on with us than us. And what it takes to access that inner physician that I talked about is getting still. But just like every good physician, and again, this is for your life, this is for your health, this is for your business, this is for your relationships, there's some key questions and key indicators that you want to check in on. And so, in Crazy Sexy You, which is my 21-day total wellness program, and in all of my books and in all of my work, and at kriscarr.com, where you get thousands of free articles, I talk about the pillars of wellness. And here's what they are. They're what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're thinking, and how you're resting and renewing. So we're going to just cover those real quick because what I want you to do as that CEO, as that leader, as you're tapping into the inner wise physician, is I want you to take an honest inventory of these various aspects of your life and these various pillars. Okay, so let's go through them briefly. Eating. There's so many diets out there. There are so many lifestyles out there. There are many that work for so many different people. I am not here to say there's only one practice, even though I'm vegan and I teach a plant-based approach, right? Maybe it doesn't work for everybody. Works for me. I don't judge. I just give information. But here's what I do know, and this is what we can all agree on. And if your diet doesn't agree on what I'm about to say, ditch it! We all need to eat more vegetables. We all need to eat more plants. We need to embrace more of the plant kingdom. So when I think about what we're eating, I'm going to make this so simple for you. You don't have to do, a million years of research on this. I'm going to even make it simpler than my New York Times bestselling books. Ready? Here we go. Are you eating vegetables 3 times a day? That's it. That is my roadmap. That is what I, Kris Carr, personally follow. Right? So I have this wellness tracker that I do every single day that I'm going to share with you guys. And I just write down, I have all these different things, and I'll go through them in a minute. But I have this one little category that says vegetables, BLD, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Did I check it off? So easy to do in the morning because you make your smoothies. So easy to do in the afternoon, but it's easy to forget, right? Just have a little side salad with your sandwich or whatever it is, and so forth and so on. So are you eating your vegetables every day? Are you embracing the plant kingdom? Of course, fruits are fantastic. They're filled with vitamins, minerals, enzymes, all of the goodies, phytochemicals. I think it's like 3+ servings a day we're looking at there. But for me, the true power is in your vegetables. So that's number 1. Are you eating more of them? Yes or no? Make a note. Going through your inventory, we're going to review the pillars. So what you're eating, what you're drinking, are you getting enough hydration? So a couple of Wellness Wednesdays ago, maybe it was 3, we talked about hydration. We did a little hydration challenge. Here I am. I've got my pitcher. I put this pitcher on my desk. This is how much I have to consume every day, right? So you can have a pitcher. You can have, one of those sustainable bottles that you take with you. Measure out how much you need. Put it in your pitcher. Put it in your bottle. Take it with you. And of course, if you're drinking green juice like I do every day religiously, you can subtract that amount. But hydration is so key for your overall well-being. You will feel better. You'll poop more. Your skin will look great. Everyone will say, what is that product you're using on your skin? How can I get some? Give me your Botox doctor. Who is that person? You must be going to a Botox speakeasy and you'll say, I am drinking water. That's all I'm doing. So eating, drinking, thinking. We talk about this so much. And it is so important. And my next book needs to be on this topic. And it's been a while since I've written a book, but I'm gearing up to write a new one. And that is the topic of managing this. Mental management. How we are managing our thoughts. Are we letting them just haphazardly go into chaos and negativity and those negative feelings? Or are we actively participating in choosing our thoughts? And look, we're human beings, negativity bias. We're gonna go to the negative. But our job is to take ourselves out of it and bring us back to the positive. Bring us back to those higher vibes, those better feeling thoughts that totally affect our chemistry, affect our immunity, affect our overall well-being. Sometimes this is a minute-to-minute experience. Yesterday I was having another tough one. And I just kept saying, tell yourself a new story. That story that you just said to yourself, write a new one. You are a New York Times bestselling author. For the love of all things good, write a new story, Kris Carr. Boo-hoo. Now that might sound judgmental and I'm funny with myself, but the point is that I saw myself going down this negative rabbit hole. And then all of the stories that I'm telling myself, the actions that I'm taking will support those stories, and the actions that I'm taking will create new habits, and those habits will create a new pattern, and those patterns create the life that I don't want to be living, right? So again, no judgment here, but are you managing your thoughts? Are you taking those mental breaks? Are you doing your meditation practice? It's not to add a million to-dos to your list. It's just about living in more of a mindful way, because how you feel and the joy that you have in your life, oh gosh, we want it to be high. We want it to be good. We want it to be strong. Because the more it is, the better stuff you're putting out in the world. And Lord knows the world needs some uplifting now, my friends. So eating, drinking, thinking, resting. Part of this wellness tracker that I do for myself, which again, I will share with you in the coming weeks once it's ready, is that I keep track of how much I'm sleeping. So we got to write these things down. We think we know, but then when you write it down, it's like, whoa, holy crap. I thought I was doing it, but guys, I'm not doing it, right? And I know that's true for me too, and this is what I teach. So again, we're looking for that like 7.5, 8 hours a day. And if we're not getting it, we want to practice some sleep hygiene, going to bed earlier, reducing our caffeine, all of the things that we know. There's a great Wellness Wednesday on this topic from, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago. You can check it out. You go to my YouTube channel. I have all the Wellness Wednesdays, so you'll never forget them. So anyway, are we resting and making sure that we are getting that good night's rest and making sure we're taking breaks from our computer, getting out, taking our mindful moments, making sure we're not driving ourselves so hard with our work schedule that there's no time for play and relaxation and joy. That's all part of rest. And the last one is renewing. So renewing for me is a couple of things. Joy, time with my family, time with my doggies, moving my body, because movement in my body creates movement in my life. And it feels good to feel strong and feel happy in your body. That's all renewing. Spending enough time being creative, unstructured time, just like, yesterday I had the best work day that I've had in so many, I'm going to say it, years. And I am not proud to say that. You know what I did yesterday? I didn't have a meeting. I didn't have a tight schedule to be on. I didn't have a place to go. I watched TED Talks. I read. I wrote. I followed my muse. I was exposed to so many wonderful speakers and thinkers and teachers, and I connected with you guys on social. I got filled up. I went through my account, and I actually deleted some folks who bring my energy down, and I found some new folks that bring my energy up. That's what I did yesterday. That was my work day. Now, granted, I am blessed. I work from my home. I run my own business. It's very important for me to keep my well filled. If I don't keep my well filled, how the heck am I supposed to help you? So it needs to be a part of my life. And I thought to myself at the end of yesterday, I thought, you know what, girl? You need more of these. This is a non-negotiable because it makes you happy and it makes you healthy and it makes you feel better and it fills your well up. And if you want to be doing this for a long time, this is what this needs to get worked into your work week. So I don't have a solution for that yet, but I have the vision of where I want to go. So anyway, I share those pillars because of what I want you guys to do and think about. I always give you little challenges. I'm going to give you one today too, is go through each of those pillars: eating, drinking, thinking, resting, and renewing. Take an honest inventory, see where you are, get still. Don't be afraid to look. Don't be afraid about what comes up. Don't judge yourself. You're human and you're wonderful and you're fantastic and I love you and you're freaking great. So don't judge yourself. But pick an area where you feel like you're struggling. Just stay there. It's not about making these huge changes overnight. It's about these little baby steps that we do consistently that add up over time. So pick an area and put some focus there. If it's your sleep, give yourself a 30-day sleep challenge. If it's your hydration, give yourself a 30-day hydration challenge. If it's thinking, say every single day, I have the power to choose my thoughts. I have the power to redirect my energy, and that's what I'm going to focus on, right? And then journal, keep track of it. Let yourself know how it's going because you're going to feel a difference. And that I know for sure, my friends. So, okay. Let me tell you the update. This is why I'm fired up. And hi, I can't wait to check in with you guys and answer some questions. And I'll do that at the end. So, you guys know that we have a new rescue. Many of you know this, a new doggie who I love. She's a senior and she came to us in March. And at the time, she had a frozen leg. And we thought, oh, this is an injury that was, let go and nobody did anything about it. So we took her all the doctors and then finally took her to a specialist. And it turns out she had cancer in her leg and she had to have her leg removed. So in April, her leg was amputated. Did I tell you she has the same cancer as I do? Not the exact same sarcoma, but she has a sarcoma. Universe, what's going on? That's a deep Wellness Wednesday dive for another time. So here she is, healing, feeling better. And we're thinking, oh my goodness, we're out of the woods. This poor little kid has been in so much pain for God knows how many years. We think 2, 3, with this cancerous leg dangling behind her. And Memorial Day, she started to have these gastric attacks. And I'm talking full-on attacks where you don't know what to do. They're heartbreaking to watch. They're super stressful for her, for us. And they last 2 hours long, 3 hours long, 5 hours long. So again, you go to all the different vets and she's been to many of the vets in my area. And so we've been piecing together. Luckily, she lived in this area for quite some time, and her previous mother passed away. Human mother. I'm her mother now. And we've been able to piece together a lot of her medical records. Well, it turns out she's been having these attacks for years, on and off. And when I look at what the protocols have been, and when you do vet hopping, not all the vets have the same information. Nobody is treating the root cause. It's medication, medication, medication. It's sick care. There's no health care. And look, sometimes medication is so important. Sometimes medication saves our lives. But we have to get to the underlying symptom. Otherwise, we're just putting a Band-Aid on it. And the same is true for our sweet little doggies and kitties and whoever you have in your house. And so we finally said, after this last attack, we had 10 days of attacks. All these meds, all of these recommendations, everything's making things worse. And we're gathering her information. I'm going, there's no solution here, guys. There's no diagnosis. It's all of these meds. They make them worse. You have her on this diet that's supposedly better, but it's still like traditional pet food. And when I look at the ingredients, it's filled with shit. Sorry. It's filled with all of the things that a little being who potentially has serious food allergies is going to get irritated and inflamed by. Corn and wheat and soy protein isolate and byproducts. I can't even, the list is a mile long, and this is supposedly the good food. There's a problem here. So finally we're at our wit's end. We take her off of everything. And what do? I start researching holistic vets with the help of my assistant and my husband. And we're just looking everywhere we can possibly look. And you know what we did? We start interviewing them, just like I did 16 years ago when I was diagnosed with stage 4 incurable terminal cancer. I started to interview the out of these folks. And, we had a good one the other day. We had to drive an hour and a half. She kept us waiting an hour and a half. And then I had an hour-long consultation with her. My husband and I both did. And I think we're on a good path there. But I'm not stopping there because I don't know that she's the one for us. And again, we're the CEOs. We are the leaders of our lives for our own health, for our pets' health, and so forth and so on. So we've changed her diet, and a lot of you have asked about that. I'm cooking everything. Brian is cooking everything. I am a vegan. She is a carnivore. So we are feeding her meat and vegetables, organic meats and organic vegetables. And, right now we have to be very slow about this. So she's getting 6 to 8 small meals a day. With a little chicken and beef and pumpkin and something called slippery elm, which is an incredible, incredible herb. I think for us too, but certainly for your pets if they have digestive issues. And what else? I wrote down some of the other things that we're giving her. Ginger and turmeric, and we'll slowly add goat milk kefir for the good probiotics. And so again, we're doing this in very small portions throughout the course of the day because larger portions create this terrible reflux, and this little thing blows up this big with gas. So she has some sort of inflammatory bowel disease. They take many different shapes, and we're getting to the bottom, so to speak, of what she has. But I'm knocking on wood here. 2 days, changed her diet. No symptoms. 2 days, no attacks. We haven't had any days without attacks since Memorial Day. So I posted about this, I think, on Tuesday on Instagram. And it's just another testament of taking care of ourselves at the root level, doing that honest inventory, being the CEO, being the leader, consulting your inner physician for yourself, for your loved ones, and then taking slow and steady steps to rebuild your system. And that's exactly what we're doing for her. And if you guys have more questions, feel free to DM me. I will continue to share this information with you because so many of you said that you have pets who are struggling. And I don't have all of the answers yet. And I'm certainly not feeding her a well-balanced diet yet. We're just trying to make sure that she is eating and that she's eating healthy foods that aren't going to totally inflame her and send her into complete distress. And so far, so good. So the diet will progress, and we'll just keep making it from scratch. No more pet food, no more canned food, no more kibble. This morning I was cutting a sweet potato to make, to put into her food. I didn't actually add that we're doing, organic meats, vegetables, mostly root vegetables, some herbs, some B12, the slippery elm, ginger, turmeric. We haven't added the goat milk kefir yet, which is a great source of probiotics, and the pumpkin. But this morning I was cooking some sweet potatoes. I don't cook the meat. My husband cooks the meat. Again, I'm a vegan. I'm not going to cook meat. He cooks the meat. I cook the sweet potatoes. And I'm cutting these sweet potatoes and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how freaking cool is this? I'm making dog food. I'm making freaking dog food. So real food for us, for them. So anyway, this is a long one because I'm super fired up. I want to pivot now, and I'll check in on the comments in a bit. Watch out for nightshades. I just took a peek. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So, guys, the beautiful know, our book club. How many of you are in? I launched this last week. We'll probably create like a Facebook group or something like that for our book club or our Wellness Wednesdays so that we can keep the conversations going. But this book is so freaking beautiful. This is my second time reading it, and I feel like it just gives me more and more. My mother has been texting me daily passages. I think she's the captain of our book club. I might have her run it with me. We'll do lives with Mama Carr, who has some brilliant insights, let me tell you what. She's been texting me daily passages, which I forward on to Sherry, which she just loves. And I thought that we would just button up this conversation because I don't know how far you guys are on, but this chapter is it starts on page 100 or something like that. And, many of you have finished the book. I've been getting DMs from you and how much you love it. I definitely want to hear what you're loving, what's standing out for you. Maybe like you could DM me a favorite passage like my mom has, or tell me what chapter resonated the most, because again, this one is so freaking good. And Team Crazy Sexy Kris just posted a comment with a link to where you can go and get your copy of this book, Amazon, of course, or wherever you go, your local bookstore. So anyway, this chapter, which ties in with what we're talking about, is, oh my God, I forgot I had cancer. Did you guys read that one yet? And Sherry goes on this whole entire journey, just like I shared, just like you guys have been on, and she actually references me in the book. And she talks about how when she heard me say I need to become the CEO of my health, that very much resonated with her. And she talks about, this whole section about me, which is just so lovely. And before then, she was outsourcing the decisions. Like you think, oh, I'll just go to the doctor and they'll decide. I won't have to think about it. Oh, somebody else deal with this and just make sure I'm okay. You can't do that in your life. You can't do that in your business. And you can't do that in your relationships either. So stepping up and leading. And she finally does. And it's not about, making these huge lifestyle changes. It's like those slow and steady steps that we talked about earlier. That's how we do it. And I'm just so inspired by this book, like I said, and super inspired by this chapter. And I know that many of you on your wellness journey will relate so much and will be fired up and excited to take charge again too. And it might be, I said the word again, take charge again too. So I'm going to do a little reading real quick here. I just love this. This is the end of the chapter. She says, my positive news story, because we need to change our stories about our health and our potential. My positive news story about feeling healthy is continually getting revised, reviewed, and repeated to ground myself in what I really want. I'm beginning to like the feeling of being in charge of myself. I am growing more and more fond of the ever-evolving woman I am becoming, the woman who would never choose to dwell on the fact that she survived cancer, but certainly wouldn't forget it ever happened. I'm also noticing the difference between the two voices in my head that are sharing the duties of driving my aforementioned medical bus. There's the old voice that wonders anxiously, when will this be done so I can go back to my old ways? How familiar. And the newer voice that asks lovingly each morning, in how many new ways can I rise? In how many new ways can I rise? And one of those voices will determine my fate. One will grow stronger and one will grow fainter. As the CEO of me, it's my choice who gets to drive. Is that beautiful or what? Thank you, Sherry, for this beautiful book. Thank you for that beautiful chapter, for mentioning me in it. And I hope that you guys are inspired by this Wellness Wednesday and also by the book. This is the book we're exploring in our book club. And I hope you pick up a copy. It's one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. And Mama Carr agrees, let me tell you. Okay, so before we wrap, I want to challenge you to go back to what we talked about earlier, to review your pillars, what you're eating, drinking, thinking, and how you're resting and renewing. Pick one area that you feel like it's sagging. One area where you're just feeling the nagging. Like, oh, I'm still smoking. Or, oh, I'm so hard on myself. Or, oh, I'm just loving staying up super late, watching my shows, not getting to sleep. Whatever it is, oh, I haven't moved my buns in 37 years. Whatever it is. What's one change that you can make starting this week? One change that you can make starting this week. Slow, small steps. Give yourself 30 days and let's see what happens. And let's really commit to it, because you know what? You're freaking worth it. All right? So let me check in with you. This has been a long one. I got 3 minutes before I go over to Facebook. But like I said, I'm super fired up. Oh, I just started it yesterday. You're going to love it so, so much. Yeah, I have to. Okay, so Brianne, you know what? If you're worried about the ingredients, try to find a holistic vet. You know, see, I don't know about cats. I'm just researching dogs. But, you know, if your little ones aren't doing well, you might want to change their diets, because the truth is like they need to eat what they eat in nature and not all the processed fake stuff. Okay, you guys, lots of hellos. It's so good to see you. Lots of thumbs up, lots of hearts, lots of high fives. You go, girl. So very true. I got fired up today. Put my little one in harm's way and I'm going to go big. Okay, guys. Well, listen, I'll see you next week. We'll check in with each other. Let me know how it's going. DM me. Tell me your thoughts. I adore you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see each other soon. Okay. Mwah. Lots of love.